They called her barren. They shamed her, cast her out, and watched as she knelt heartbroken in the dirt. But they didn't realize they were not burying her. They were planting a seed that would one day heal a nation. Welcome to the Afro Tales, stories that shape the soul. So sit back, open your heart, and walk with me through today's tale. Told as always, The African Way by me, Kemi Iwalesin, the voice of the Afro Tales. From the day she said I do, Amaka believed she was walking into a lifetime of love. But as the years passed, her womb stayed silent. Each prayer, each doctor's visit, each test result only brought heavier sighs. In her husband's eyes, she saw the shift from love to disappointment, from patience to bitterness. At first, the whispers were quiet, hidden behind folded lips and polite smiles. But soon, the whispers grew louder. His sisters called her cursed. His mother called her useless. And even neighbors began to pity her as the barren one. What hurt most was that her husband said nothing. He let the words bruise her soul. One morning, without warning, he brought another woman into their home. Her bags were pushed outside like trash, and her place as wife was erased in an instant. He told her coldly, I need children. If you cannot give them, I will find someone who will. With those words, Amaka's heart broke into pieces. Shivering on the doorstep of her broken marriage, Amaka expected no one to care. But it was Mama Chika, her elderly neighbor, who drew her in, fed her, and gave her a small corner to sleep in. For the first time in months, Amaka felt what compassion looked like. In the little backyard of Mama Chika's house, Amaka found solace in the soil. She planted herbs and flowers, at first to keep her mind busy, but slowly, tending the earth became her therapy. Every seed buried was a silent prayer. Every sprout felt like a whisper of hope. But mockery followed her even there. Passers-by laughed. A barren woman planting seeds. She cannot grow children, but she thinks she can grow plants. Their laughter stung. Yet Amaka kept her hands in the soil, watering with quiet determination. She was no longer planting for them. She was planting for herself. One evening, while weeding, Amaka noticed something odd. Her lemongrass seemed to calm her persistent migraines. Mama Chika's swollen joints eased after drinking her ginger tea. She began to wonder, what if her little garden held more than just comfort? What if healing truly lived here? When Mama Chika's sick friend visited, Amaka brewed her a mixture of herbs. To everyone's surprise, the woman's lingering cough disappeared within days. Word spread quietly at first. One person telling another, one family bringing a relative. Amaka, the barren woman, was suddenly becoming known as a healer. For the first time since her marriage collapsed, Amaka felt alive. Each smile of relief from a healed neighbor was a balm to her own soul. She realized her womb may have been silent, but her hands were creating life in another form: healing, hope, and restoration. Years passed. Her ex-husband, now older and weary, came searching. His new wife had not given him children either, and bitterness had eaten away at his joy. When he saw Amaka in the market, surrounded by women thanking her for her healing herbs, his pride turned into shame. From small bundles of herbs tied in brown paper, Amaka's work grew into jars, oils, and powders. Traders from nearby towns came to buy in bulk. What began in a small garden now demanded an actual shop. She called it the Healing Hands, and with it, Amaka stepped into destiny. Her in-laws, the same ones who mocked her, came seeking her help in secret. One sister-in-law knelt at her feet, begging her for relief from years of pain. Amaka looked at her, remembering every insult, every wound. But instead of revenge, she chose mercy and gave her the herbs. Her ex-husband could not hide forever. He finally stood before her, eyes lowered, pride broken. "Amaka," he whispered, "forgive me. I see now that you were never the barren one. It was me." She looked at him, smiled softly, and in that moment of absolute clarity, she said, "I was never barren. I was planted." Her voice was not filled with revenge, but with the quiet victory of a soul that had already found its harvest. Her garden expanded into farmland, her herbs into medicines, her small shop into a healing center. Amaka began training young widows, rejected wives, and abandoned women, teaching them not just to plant seeds in the soil, but also seeds of resilience in their own hearts. Doctors who once dismissed her methods began to study her formulas. Journalists wrote about the healing woman of Enugu. Conferences invited her to speak about natural medicine. Amaka, once shamed as barren, was now celebrated as a pioneer of healing. Though she never bore children of her own, Amaka found herself surrounded by daughters and sons, young women she trained, orphans she sheltered, and apprentices who called her Mama. She realized that family is not only born through blood, but also through love and purpose. One evening, she returned to the little patch of soil where it all began. She knelt, touched the earth, and let the tears fall. Not of sorrow, but of gratitude. "Thank you, Lord," she whispered, "for turning my pain into purpose." The seeds she once planted in anguish had grown into a forest of healing. And so, in the heart of Enugu, stood not just a healing center, but an eternal garden. Amaka's life became proof that no pain is wasted and that a woman's worth is not defined by what she can bear, but by the love she chooses to sow. Her story, a beacon to all who are broken, proved that the seeds she planted in anguish grew far beyond her pain. They blossomed into a forest of healing for everyone. As we reflect on the powerful journey of healing and growth from the deepest parts of our being, remember that every ending is a new beginning, a seed planted for a brighter harvest. If this story touched your soul, I invite you to join the Afro Tales family. Click the subscribe button below to continue exploring the rich tapestries of our ancestral wisdom with me. Your journey of discovery is just beginning.
Welcome to Afro Tales, where every story leaves a mark on your soul. Please subscribe, comment, and share this video with a friend.